Surfaces with connections and structural details represent a challenge for waterproofing, especially on roofs. This is not uncommon. For these challenges, our KEMPEROL 1K-SF liquid waterproofing suits perfectly. It is solvent-free, odorless, and single component, meaning it can be applied straight from the container. Furthermore, KEMPEROL 1K-SF can also be applied to a matte damp substrate. It can often be used without primer, which is why application can be started immediately. The preparation goes by in next to no time. First, prepare your workplace. For the application, you need our KEMPEROL 1K-SF waterproofing, the KEMPEROL 165 fleece, and the KEMCO MEK cleaning agent, as well as corresponding accessories. Reliable fall protection is particularly important when working on a roof. For example, securants for the permanent attachment of safety belts with a snap hook or sufficiently high scaffolding are used to secure you from a possible fall. In addition, always wear personal protective equipment in the form of safety goggles, protective gloves, and safety shoes during application. To calculate the exact consumption volume of our products for your surface, simply use our practical KEMPEROL app with integrated AR area measurement tool. Now you can begin preparing the substrate. Clean the surface to be waterproofed with a broom or industrial vacuum cleaner. Now mask all areas that are not to be waterproofed. Also check the surface temperature. A temperature of 3 degrees Celsius above the dew point is required. Prepare the preformed fleece sections in order to start waterproofing the structural details. Mark the edges of the details and cut the fleece accordingly. Place the fleece sections alongside the details and prepare an additional section to cover the substrate. It is essential that a sufficient overlap area is maintained. Now you can start applying the KEMPEROL 1K-SF. Please note that application must always take place at ambient air and substrate temperatures above 5 degrees Celsius. First, stir the waterproofing thoroughly in its container with a wood stirrer, and then start waterproofing the structural details. KEMPEROL 1K-SF is the ideal solution for all mixed material surfaces on which KEMPEROL is combined with other materials when waterproofing structural details. The waterproofing is particularly suitable for connections and structural details, such as drains, securants, or fans, which can be waterproofed seamlessly and securely on mixed material surfaces. To achieve a clean look for mixed material areas, simply mask the area surrounding the preformed fleece sections. Now start waterproofing the details by applying 2/3 of the KEMPEROL 1K-SF. Then take your cut-to-size fleece sections and place them alongside the fan accordingly. Work the fleece into the KEMPEROL 1K-SF carefully and add the remaining third of the material until you achieve a complete saturation of the fleece. Then you can remove the masking tape previously applied. For other requirements, our pre-cut KEMPEROL IC/OC fleece internal and external corners are a perfect solution. Apply 2/3 of the material and place the previously cut fleece elements wet on wet, without gaps and free from bubbles, alongside the structural details to be waterproofed. When processing wet on wet, always make sure that you have sufficient material at hand. Calculate a consumption of 3 kilograms per square meter. Then add the remaining third of the material and immediately remove the previously applied masking tape. Once all the detail areas have been thoroughly waterproofed, Continue waterproofing the surface. First, stir the waterproofing thoroughly in its container using a slow-running mixing device. Now apply 2/3 of the material evenly using a nylon roller. Work in the KEMPEROL 165 fleece over the entire surface, preventing the formation of bubbles and ensuring the fleece sections have a 5 cm overlap. The processing is done wet on wet with the addition of the remaining third of the material and further rolling. These steps are repeated section by section until the entire surface is waterproofed. If work is interrupted for more than 24 hours, please note that the overlap area of the existing waterproofing must be sanded for further waterproofing work. After approximately 1 hour, the surface is rainproof, and after another 12 hours, it can be walked on. At an outside temperature of 23 degrees Celsius, expect a processing time of approximately 30 minutes. Please note that wind, humidity, and increases in temperature can influence this.